What's going on, everybody? You're listening to 91.3 FM WTSR at the College of New Jersey, and this is the weekly Smash Rap, where we bring you stories from Underground World of Smash Ultimate here at TCNJ, throughout New Jersey and the world. I'm Oscar Wild Fan 69, and this is
TFJ. No, I mean KC. Wrong episode.
Good
Anyways,
save.
All jokes aside, we are here for a very special episode. Which again, I say that every single episode, but it is okay because we do have a recurring guest who is actually our very first ever guest here on the weekly Smash Rap. Our episode with him, I believe it was episode number 5, ended up being a really great pivotal point for the weekly Smash Rap. And so this guy here has been a huge contributor to the podcast and its growth, as well as the growth of Mercer County as a Super Smash Bros. Community in general. Of course, I'm going by a man by many names. You may know him now as Sneakers O Toole, but of course, I'm talking about none other than the Piranha Plant Rob specialist, Sentinel. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hey guys, it's me, Sentinel. How's it going? No, it's good to be on. It's good to be back here. So yeah, you were right. I was the first guest a couple semesters back. And I was kind of waiting for the invite back, and now I got it, and it's good to be back in the studio, and it's good to be back with y'all. I love the podcast, and it's always good to be on. It's always good to be on the air with you guys.
Appreciate that. No, it was a very interesting episode that we recorded as well, because we had to take like a 30-minute intermission.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was other like recordings going on at the time as well. So we were really in the mix right there.
They were telling us at all staff today at WTSR that the people love to hear about what's going on at the station. So here's a bit of station trivia for you.
Ooh.
We had to wait 30 minutes because of the underground, which, if you're interested, you can go to, by the way, WTSR Underground.
If you'd like to.
If you'd like. Shout out FCC! But you can go to the end. They were playing it really loud upstairs, but we had scheduled to do this that day.
Oh,
and we could hear it through the ceiling.
That is true.
It was like, I don't know if the recording ended up hearing much of it, but it ended up like we heard like all of it.
Yeah. We literally could hear like entire songs like in the background.
Yeah, and they were like they are jamming.
It was good music. It just made it really hard to record because it was. I mean, as you said, you could hear it anywhere in the studio, even outside. I'm pretty sure you could hear traces of it.
Listen, great for an underground concert. Terrible if you're trying to record the podcast.
I was jamming out. I was vibing. So it is all good.
It is what it is, brother. But listen, how have things been? I guess because that was about a year ago. How have things been in the past 365 days since then?
Wow, it's really been a year.
Well, it's been a lot of days. I'll be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Like it's been a lot of days.
A lot flying.
Like 365 of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And,
oh my God, Pina!
But
a lot of Family Guy jokes.
But in all seriousness, yeah, I've gone from being pretty much in my first semester of sophomore year to pretty much finishing up my school, pretty much on the way out for that.
Yeah.
And it's been enjoyable. This should be my last semester, hopefully, at the very least within Mercer County, and I will miss you all. But it's been a great couple of years. It's been a great couple of years, and on top of that, I've really grown as a Smash competitor. Last time I was on was the first time I was picking up Rob. Really, right? That was
oh my God, that's crazy.
So now my Rob has more games than my plant played in bracket, which is insane to say, and has for some time. And I think is kind of what most people see as my de facto main at this point. But the plant is still making appearances. But yeah, no, just both in school and as a competitor. It's I'm kind of closing in on a new chapter, and a lot's changed since the last time I was on here. Where it kind of felt like that was this chapter just starting, and now it feels like it's kind of coming to a close to a degree. So yeah, no, it's interesting.
Yeah, a fun fact, by the way, about you. It's not really about you, but it's still about you, because right now your tag is Sneakers O Toole, obviously based off of the iconic Family Guy bit that has started to come back in virality recently. I've started to become a fiend for funny Family Guy moments recently.
on 2x speed.
Yes, on 1.5x speed.
1.5.
There is a Kazuya/Falco player with a 63% win rate who also goes by Sneakers O Toole, but it's the O2 it's spelled like 0 and 2.
Oh, okay. So I guess we have to grudge match.
Which
Sneakers O Toole. If you are
that's an extremely clever tag.
if you are watching this, if you are listening or watching this podcast, or if it finds you in any form within the next 6 calendar months, and you do not change your name, I will accept a $20 money match either over Wi-Fi or in person to see who the real Sneakers O Toole is.
Loser takes their sneakers off.
Yeah, I was about to say, I do not plan on taking my sneakers off anytime soon because I am Sneakers O Toole.
Take those sneakers off.
No.
That is a bold declaration. And you know what? Honestly, considering the type of beef that gets traction in the Smash community, it genuinely...
That might go viral.
That might go
Somebody might
viral.
care.
That might go viral. Yo, Tweak, talk about it.
Yeah. Tweak, if you're interested, you may talk about it.
Please,
Also, please respond to our texts.
Yeah, please, Tweak. I don't know if you've seen this, but
we need this.
if you...
If you are a fan of the Weekly Smash Rap and are watching this right now, and if you have a Twitter, if you would like to, please go on Twitter. And if you would like to, tag Tweak and ask him to come onto the Weekly Smash Rap.
And Tweak, if you yourself are on Twitter, which I know you are, you may, if you'd like to, go to my Twitter, O_Buck_King, and check my pin tweet. Months ago, I messaged you on Discord, but you didn't get back to me, so I sent you a random IP address. And
Just to show you what you were capable of, right? Just
Yeah,
to show
just
them what you
to-
were capable of.
not like a threat, just like a
A promise.
promise.
Yeah.
Or like
And if
just
you
a-
would, and while you're at it, feel free, if you would like to Tweak, if you're listening, feel free to follow my Blue Sky, CaseyNoah.bsky.social. I post random stuff that's on my mind, and I also post about my favorite wrestling matches of the month.
Wow.
And Tweak, if you're listening, you can also have my PayPal. That will be. I'm joking around.
Speaking of, you've been to a lot of events lately. You've been making payout. How's your playing been going lately?
I'm playing. So, as you know, I was on a little bit of a break for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to find some new areas to expand my play. So, as you know, I've been competing with Rob for some time now. I mean, pretty much since the
Full calendar year.
Yeah, full calendar year. Since the last time I was on, I've been really putting the character to work. I've been really trying to get better and trying to improve consistently. And I just kind of was getting to a point where I realized that I was out of ideas and I needed to take a step back and I needed to expand my horizons. And what I figured out was I found out I was not getting nearly enough value off of stuff like parry. I was dropping a lot of down tilt setups because I wasn't aware of my percents. And I was also not conditioning well enough. And so I spent I've spent a couple months mostly on Wi-Fi and then the practice range, just testing new things and becoming, I would say, more aware of what my character can do, but also it's his limitations, because Rob is a very strong character. And so to just be more aware of what I can and can't do in any given situation, it allows me to function a lot better as a competitor. In the heat of the moment, when I land that down tilt, right at kill percent where you don't know if it's going to put you into tumble or not. It's really helpful to just have that, in your memory so that you don't have to, you don't have to make a guess. The less guesses you have to make, the
100%.
better it is. Yeah. And I mean, that seems to have worked out for me. So, because I came back and I'm not taking it too seriously at the moment, but I did well at the last rider bracket and I was pretty happy with my performance.
Yes.
But it is really awareness that makes the difference, I think, in this game.
No, 100%.
Awareness.
I feel like it's something that a lot of competitors leave on the table consistently, and that's not me trying to be rude. It's something I've done a lot, but I kind of just thought about the way I go about things with Piranha Plant as opposed to Rob. And with Piranha Plant, I made sure when I learned that character to learn every single thing that character could do inside and out, every piece of tech, every piece of movement, recover from basically my maximum range. I essentially made sure that every time I was in a situation with that character, I was very, very rarely guessing. And I realized that because Rob is better and because I could get results more quickly with him, and there was more to learn, I never really went through that beginning step of just becoming so comfortable with the character that took out a lot of that guesswork. And so going back and just essentially revising that has helped my play a lot.
And you've even to cover situations like you didn't know how to handle before, you quite literally invented stuff to deal with, like mystical tech, like SPJ. That's your thing, right?
Yeah, no, it's Yeah, it's the shield cancel out of the side B charge, which allows me to do B reverses or wave bounces, which essentially change my aerial momentum. And Plant's a character that can sometimes struggle to land.
Yeah.
So even doing stuff like that, can give you
Yeah.
a lot more options, especially when you're out of stuff like jump or you're full poison. So it's just. Once again, every single piece, the thing, especially when you're playing a low tier, matters so much.
Yeah.
But because I was on a better character, I just I thought I could get away with not being as good at that stuff, and I could for a while. Rob is a very strong champion, but as the competition continued to get better and better, I realized that I couldn't afford to leave stuff on the table anymore, and I had to go back and
dig deep.
Yep.
Get into your bag.
Exactly. You know it.
Because definitely, even with the embers of this game dying, even not really Mercer County, it's still alive. More or less as much as ever. I mean, TCNJ is going to have a hard time next year because, unfortunately, we're struggling to find a person to take over. And Case is going to be gone. I'm going to be in South Asia. So it's going to be a little
going to be still in Japan.
Yeah.
But
Kenny's still in Japan?
Paying like $3 for, three-star Michelin course meals.
This is true.
Dude, I swear to God, with how cheap things are in Japan, I could literally pay his rent with what I pay with what I pay him for editing the Smash Rap.
Which is $5.
Which is like $5.
Oh shoot.
I'm probably gonna be buying this guy's groceries pretty soon.
Oh my goodness.
But in any case, even though you're a Rob main, I mean, you're still in the plant space quite a lot, I imagine, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I actually, I've played. I played a lot of Rob, and I was kind of getting to a point where I was kind of trying to start to phase the plant out a couple of months back. And right when I did, I had one bracket where I was not having fun on Rob. I was playing the character, and I love playing Rob. This is not me complaining about it. I do genuinely enjoy playing Rob. I find him enjoyable. But this particular bracket, I was just getting bored because the character does everything. The character doesn't have a lot you have to consistently play around, and so that sounds stupid, but I picked up Plant initially for the challenge and then dropped her because she was too bad, so kind of but I ended up playing her again. This is a couple months back, but I got a Xavier win, and then right after I nearly took sets off of both Style and Beast respectively with Plant.
Nice.
So it was I lost, so I mean it's not the biggest crowning achievement, but at least
you're putting up fights.
It was enough to kind of spur my confidence back a little bit and make me believe a little bit in the character again. And I don't need to believe in the character fully. I never need to believe that Plant is good. But if I believe that I am good enough to pilot Plant to a win, then that is all I need to believe in.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Plant players before do well. I mean, we saw obviously Spargo winning with Plant, but we also saw Lucky recently at LMBM.
Lucky at LMBM, yeah.
One of the goats. My guy Lucky.
Lucky went on a run. I don't remember
got
what
17th.
he exactly got. 17th, yeah. Mm-hmm.
17th? Oh my! In a North American major?
Yeah.
Believe he got a win over Cola.
That sounds right. Yeah, I do think he
as well as
Cola.
the Ouchies.
Oh, ouch! Really?
I believe
Not
so.
the Ouchmeister.
Dude.
Dude, Ouch loses to random characters. Did you see he lost in grand finals to a Captain Falcon?
I did see that. Ouch will beat Zamba and then lose to Rister
What
Mice.
Captain Falcon? That's kind of swag.
Ouch will beat Zamba and then forget how to down air a Pikmin to recover.
Dude, exactly. The purple Pikmin will aura farm him.
Yeah, he had wins at LMBM against Ouch and Cola, which was pretty crazy. But and that kind of shows that Plant, even at the highest level, S+ super major level, sometimes you can get it done, And I mean, he even went up against Min player or Sora player. He was going up against some DLC as well. So anything is possible if you believe in the power of Plant. But I will say, I want to talk about your overall mentality because I see that you talk a lot about the technical side of Smash Bros. Ultimate. Whereas, for me, I'm much more focused on, the mental side of Smash Ultimate as, a contemporary stream of thought or whatever woke stuff like that.
It's you can joke about it, but the wokeness of Smash Bros. Is genuinely very important for becoming,
Yeah. Oh yeah, we need the wokeness
great.
of Smash.
You need that woke mindset.
That's very true.
I'm curious, what drives you towards pushing your skill and your characters to that technical limit. What drives you in that aspect?
So when I first got into this game a while ago, right, and I'm gonna tell a stupid story. I was playing in a Wi-Fi bracket, and I played against, and I was playing King DDD.
Okay.
And it was and I was expecting to go to my first tournament and be some kind of out of the box prodigy, you know. And I got my butt kicked. I took one game, and then I saw the player I took a game off of in another Wi-Fi bracket, and that's who I went to that one. I feel like, at least for me, it's kind of about chasing the win, if that makes sense. Because when I first started, you know, I thought I'd get very good very fast. And I mean, I think to a lot of people I have kind of achieved a decent level in this game, but that has come with, you know, years of effort and practice, as it should, you know? But it has come with a lot of work. And I remember even when I was coming back to this game, I had no intention to... So when I was at Ryder, I kind of joined the Smash Club a little bit, you know, was playing, but I did not have the passion that I used to. You know, I'd stopped playing the game for some time at that point, and it just wasn't something I wanted as part of my life. It wasn't something I loved anymore. And then I got to play Shineburst. My first Ryder bracket, I was like the 13th seed out of 15 people there. I was seated below pretty much everybody, quite frankly. And my round 2 was Kenny. And he was so cool, but I was annoyed that he did not go his main against me. That was driving me up a wall, you know, as a competitor. And so I refused to go my main against him either. You know, out of because I'm so cool, you know, and I lost. And then I went on a big losers run. I beat Venture, I beat EO. I think we played Owen, right?
We did. You beat me with your K roll, which like really annoyed me. Like,
I
I
was
was seething after that. I was so mad. Like, I was genuinely raging because like David Luzgrip was like, "Why didn't you go Toon Link?" And I was like, I was salty. It was like a grudge thing that I went Cloud. But then you met Kenny in Grand Finals again, right?
I met Kenny in Grand Finals, and I lost again despite going my main. And that was when I really, I mean, as much as I don't enjoy losing, like in the moment, I think it's something that really drives me, because when I lose, right, it's something that like is very easy to get caught up in. It's something that's very easy to get upset about, but it's also something that shows that there's always room to improve. You know, there's always going to be somebody better than you, and as long as there is, that means there's another obstacle for you to come. There's another thing for you to. There's another way for you to become better that you're not doing.
That's very
and so
true.
that drives me to, you know, lab my characters, to continuously like try, even when I feel defeated, you know, I know that even the players that are seemingly like unbeatable today, you know, were probably in the same spot as me once.
That's real talk.
And so it just becomes, you know, it's kind of a labor of love to a degree, but every loss kind of adds more fuel to the fire. And especially when I'm like in my good mentality, like I've been more recently. When I lost my game 1 again in Ryder, I'm not going to go too much into it. But when I lost my game 1 of my round against Straw Hat, it was I could have switched Rob very easily because that's an incredible matchup. But I was just having so much fun at that point because I saw so much room to improve that I said, screw it, I'm locking back in plant for the set, because it is just. You know, every loss makes me want to learn.
Just completely non-outcome oriented.
Exactly.
Just like for the thrill of the moment.
And that's when I play the best. When I get caught up in the outcome, that's when I falter, you know? But in those moments where you are just having the time of your life and you are just playing to get better with every single game, you know? And that matters more than whether you win or lose. That's what matters, you know?
And isn't that a kind of enlightenment? And this is also the end of our segment, actually, so I'm going to play something real quick, and then we will be right back. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the show. Real quick before we get back into it, if you'd like to find the host on Twitter, you can find me at O_Buck_King. You can find Casey on Blue Sky at Casey Noah. And if you'd like to listen to the show after it airs, you can find that on my YouTube channel, O_Buck_King. It'll be on my Twitter, O_Buck_King. And with that, let's get back into the show. All right, everybody, we are back here at the weekly Smash Rap 91.3 FM. My 3 favorite numbers. We are here with JD Sentinel. And we were just going to transition to Ryder, but real quick, I do want to acknowledge a thing that happened. It's a common card holiday in America. You know, some might say a fake, superficial holiday, but to my heart, it's very near and dear, and really just runs through the fibers of my being. I mean, it's what I just await every February 14th, and that is BeatyBean Valentine's Day.
Yes, sir. Every February 14th, there is a trend amongst the Super Smash Bros. Community, originally just in New Jersey, but it's starting to become nationwide. They will post a picture of Wario's Super Smash Bros. 4 victory screen with the caption, "Happy Valentine's Day. I wish BeatyBean were real." And hundreds, and I mean hundreds of Smash players will post this exact image on Valentine's Day for no particular reason other than for the sake of tradition.
I mean, I know why I posted that.
I wish BeatyBean
I
was
wish
real.
BeatyBean were real. Exactly. Honestly, I'm just wondering what BeatyBean bit is better, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. But the I wish BeatyBean were real bit or the bike bit.
Wario.
The Wario looking for the bike bit.
Wario looking for the bike.
BeatyBean just has so many bits in the Tri-State.
Shout out BeatyBean.
I love that
Fun
one.
fact,
fun
sorry for
fact.
interrupting, BeatyBean was originally going to be my first ever Smash opponent in bracket. At I believe it was it Wave Bounce 4? If I'm not mistaken, it was my first ever tournament. But if I look this up real quick, the seeding actually got changed last second to where I faced Justin Byleth, and then my friend Beak, who shout out to Beak, my high school friend, he ended up facing BeatyBean in round 1 of winners at my first ever tournament. And I got to know him at that tournament actually, and he was one of the first friends I made in the Smash community. So the more you know.
Yeah, shout out BeatyBean.
Was
Yes,
BeatyBean
Wave
good
Bounce
back
4.
then?
BeatyBean's always been good.
Yes, he was number 4. I remember specifically because he was number 14 in NJ at that time. And I was like, wow, I'm going to be fighting number 14 in New Jersey. It was going to be crazy. And then my friend did instead, and I fought Justin Byleth.
But this is when Justin
destroyed
Byleth was
me.
on the come up, right?
He was on the come up. Actually, fun fact about Wave Bounce 4. Justin Byleth got an upset against BeatyBean at this tournament. He beat BeatyBean 2-0 in winners top 32, not winners quarters, but before that. And it was considered a pretty decent upset at the time, you know. Justin Byleth went 2-2 here, losing to Hydra, which that is a throwback of a name.
Yeah, oh my
Never
god.
heard one. And also losing Game 5 to Mega in losers top 12. So that was the first tournament I ever went to. It was a really cool experience. I mean, you had, for reference, you had Delta Force in here, Syrup 1, of course. You had Sola, you had Tejuice, you had Mega.
Oh, that's a pretty good bracket. What was this? 2023?
This is 2022. This is
wow.
July 9th.
Holy cow, yeah.
Yeah, this is nearly 4 years ago at this point, which is crazy to think about.
And I do love hearing these just strange arcane stories because that's really when Justin Byleth stocks were low. That's
now,
still a pretty good.
Unfortunately, because BDB is not real, that was all a figment of my imagination. I then proceeded to wake up on July 10th, 2022, realizing that it was all a dream.
Yeah, weekly Smash Rap listeners, I don't know how to tell you this, but BeatyBean is not real.
Yeah, you're in a dream. Wake up now.
If you'd like to.
If you'd like to. If you'd like to, please wake up from your 3-year slumber.
If you decide to spend your 20-year slumber just enjoying the company of BeatyBean, then by all means, I do not blame you.
I'll blame you.
I hope
either.
he invites me to go for a walk in the woods
I
to
hope-
find rocks.
I
Dude,
hope
you
he
can
invites
come.
me
You
to
can
his
still. He's trying to get
carpool.
as many people as you
shoot.
want. Just come along.
I might. Yeah, that would give us something to talk about in the weekly Smash.
We'll all
Rap.
get to search for his bike.
Oh yeah. Final thing about BeatyBean, I just want to say he tweeted something like a year ago, and it was what was it? It was like a GIF that said like your local urban white boy that has a little bit of swag, and he like tweeted a GIF of like some guy in a game show like coming down to like the front of the thing while everyone's. I don't know. It was funny. It was really funny. And okay. Ryder Esports Resort. This was the.
Thank you, BeatyBean.
Enough about BeatyBean.
He's the next guest.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, first of all, BeatyBean would love for you to be on this podcast if you're down.
Oh my god.
Also-
I'll ask him while we're looking for rocks.
Wow.
Ooh.
Hey, man, we are BeatyBean. We carry the bike.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, we're cutting that.
Are we cutting that?
No, we're not cutting it. We're just not taking it any further. FCC, we love you. But you know what else we love?
Mr. Beast.
Hey, come on now. Come on now. That's too easy.
Ace of Julian of Ryder University for Beef Games. Make it happen.
Oh my goodness. Oh my headphones fell.
Jimmy Donaldson, if you would like to come to the weekly Smash Rap, this is 91.3 FM. Just reach out on Twitter if
Please
you'd like
give me
to.
money.
Mr. Beast, here's my
Beast, if you're
PayPal.
like-
Please.
No, I did that bit twice now. It's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
All right,
not
I'll see you guys
funny.
later.
All right, JD's leaving. Let Mr. Beast in on your way out.
Oh man. Anyways,
Unleash the beast.
Speaking of Mr. Beast,
Ryder Esports Resort.
I
Number
tried
7.
to commentate Ryder Esports Resort, and Vaughn told me no because I was going to talk about Mr. Beast. But then, while I was standing behind the commentary desk where the mic could hear me, Vaughn started baiting me with Mr. Beast jokes. And so I started saying them, but every time that would be like, no, don't do that.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're on your own podcast now. You can talk about Mr. Beast as much as you want.
No, it's true. I can say
We could
whatever
talk
I
about
want.
Mr. Beast the whole time. We're not going to, but we could.
But we could. It's my First Amendment right.
It's
Talk
my
about-
First
talk
Amendment
about
right
Mr.
to
Beast.
discuss Mr. Beast in detail on the writer's stream to the point where they have to put classical music over the VOD.
Yeah, they put classical music over one of my VODs.
They're
'cause
trying to
God-
they're trying to silence Owen.
trying to silence my.
Hashtag down with Ryder Esports.
Yeah, for Ace of Julian is a tyrant.
Nelson would never.
Nelson would love
Nelson
me.
would never. This is why they had to get rid of Nelson.
So why they-
Dude, what is happening?
he got 9th place too many times. They realized it was a
The
psyop.
past 2 hours, it felt like a complete fever dream. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But anyway, speaking of Ryder University, finally, dear God,
Hey, how'd you do?
I did so terrible. Dude, because I went 0-2 in Street Fighter because I went into Logan, which I kind of should have won that, but whatever. And then I lost to AJ, so I got the worst seeding known to man because...
You played AJ in losers like round 1.
Yes, like round one.
What happened? Yo, Ryder. Ryder's really is trying to silence you.
Yeah, Ryder is like trampling on just my rights.
Ryder University,
individual.
guys. You should all write angry emails.
You know what I should do? I should do what the one guy did in Ryuga Court. I should sue my way onto the
This is why
commentary
Rutgers
desk
is trying to buy out, right?
Yeah, but no.
Allegedly.
because of a lawsuit incurred by the commentary.
Dude, we gotta have Mr. Beast buy out Ryder and turn it into like Beast Games College.
College
So off the rails.
Be-
Focus, guy.
Beast University.
And this is why we weren't allowed to talk about Mr. Beast at Ryder.
This is why.
He dominates the conversation.
This is why. This is why I was like, dude, if we have JD on the podcast again, it might get crazy.
It went really well the first time.
He was contained the first time, but now that he knows the rules, he's just he knows his way around. He has a course he can chart to
I
chaos.
managed to slip in like
Now
3
that-
Mr. Beasts in the
Yeah.
first 30 minutes.
Now that he's seen the yeast episode, which was already crazy enough.
Oh my god, the yeast one was crazy because we spent like a good 10 minutes just talking about his pop off.
About him making
The one where he
out
made out
his
with 9
friend.
Super Buy.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of making
I'm
out,
literally sweating from how much I'm laughing, dude.
oh my god,
But
People.
listen, you went 1-2 and
go 1-2.
in
This game
Smash.
sucks.
I mean, you lost round 1 to who?
Who did I lose round? Oh, was it Nelson?
Was it Nelson? Did you lose to Nelson?
Oh, did Nelson get the dub?
No, you lost to Wob and then you lost to Magna. That's actually a tough roll.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's another. Dude, Ryder really is trying to silence you.
That's what I'm saying. Ryder's doing this all the time.
I'm sorry, that's such a rough bracket. Like both those players are players who could realistically make top 8 at that bracket.
But I mean, genuinely though, this was a stacked bracket.
Oh,
I mean,
100%. Yeah.
there was. I mean, there are 35 attendees total, and then Smash Ultimate, if I'm not mistaken, there was like 27, 28
That
people.
And to put it in perspective, 35 is like TCNJ on a really, really good week. That's like opening of the semester.
At this
good.
point, Ryder's kind of outclassing TCNJ in terms of Smash tournaments.
and usually the other thing too, and I will say this as well. Usually it's the opening week that's the big one of a semester. It's usually the
But this is
first
the second
week.
one.
Yeah, it's usually the first week where you see a lot of new faces popping out, but it was actually the second Ryder bracket that I think low-key Oramogged the first one, as well as the TCNJ bracket, unfortunately. So yeah, no, this was a really impressive Ryder showing, and there was a bunch of really good
they're gonna have to get
players.
Mr. Beast from California to Mog.
Oh my!
And
Stop!
There was a lot of very there was a lot of very strong players who don't typically pop out to Mercer County brackets who were there as well. Like Magna. Magna hasn't been over to Mercer County in a good while.
Where's
the
he
Mercer County
been?
brackets.
What's he been up to?
I don't know for sure.
Living life.
Yeah,
I don't know.
God forbid.
But also, there was a new face at the Ryder brackets, but also a
Yes.
Ryder alumni.
Yes.
Talk about Nelson.
Yeah,
Nelson!
No, in all seriousness, Nelson was there, but we are talking about Straw Hat, former number 9 in New Jersey.
Wait, is he a Ryder alumni?
I believe so. Yeah.
He's
is.
actually He's actually a Ryder alumni. Wow, that's interesting.
That's actually why I was so mad that he didn't end up playing TFJ in the bracket, because I could have done a strongest Ryder player of today versus strongest Ryder player in history thing, but no, we didn't get to. But no, we did get to see Straw Hat pop out, which was really cool.
Honestly, thank God there was no Straw Hat in TFJ, because that match would have gone to time.
Yeah. Straw Hat seemed very intent on timing out my Piranha plant, which made me a little bit sad.
Did he try and do that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Listen.
I just was really bad at getting off ledge. I almost, if there was service down here, I'd pull up the clip of me getting hit with like 7 Sephiroth fireballs in a row at ledge and losing the game.
Oh, we played Sephiroth against you.
He did play Sephiroth into me, yeah. He was playing Sephiroth through most of the bracket, except into Kazi, I believe, where he went Youngling.
Huh. No, when he played Youngling against me, he literally, like, the way he ledge traps, he literally just, like, stands away from the ledge and, like, throws boomerang and arrow.
That is what Youngling does.
Well, this is what Straw Hat doesn't... Like, I've never seen a Youngling do that, where he literally does not press any other button but the B button while he's ledge trapping you. It's very strange.
Yo, shout out.
What?
Okay, so as you guys know, because we're talking about Straw Hat, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Straw Hat Sama is, he's very notable because, one, obviously he's a Ryder alumni, very good
Yes.
player, but is also known as an Instagram content creator and has a very large and iconic Instagram following, making different like Smash content as well as like gaming, like meme content. He has 181,000 followers, believe it or not,
Oh my
on
God,
Instagram.
actually?
Yeah, he is like one of the bigger like Smash related content creators out there, like on the platform. So
Shout out Smash Instagram. I've never seen it.
he is a
Yeah, for
huge
real, I know it
name.
existed.
I was
but
laughing
no.
because I was investigating his Instagram, and dude, these sponsor posts are hilarious. Like he has one of his sponsors is he made a sponsor post about like a skincare serum, and then also has like an electric vehicle charger as well as a sponsor, which is funny.
That's really cool, yeah.
It's cool. It's just, like, so random.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just like the most
skincare to-
random stuff ever.
And he's a Smash player. He's probably making more money than top players.
Oh,
Yeah.
doing this.
100%.
100%.
No, 100%, dude. These Instagram sponsor posts, those paychecks are real. I'm telling you that much. I'm friends with someone who runs like a hip hop meme page. Dude, they get bags thrown
Do
at
they?
them.
Shout out Straw Hat, that's good on him. Good
I
on him for
respect
getting
the
his
grind.
bag. And I mean, I'm sure I'll be able to talk about this more later. But I also a very impressive player, both historically with a bunch of high placements and high rankings, but also just even in the current day. Coming, I think for his first tournament since 2023. And though he was playing a secondary, like most of the time, he still had a very good showing, and especially in our set, I was really seeing just it was very fun to see an extremely high level player who was like incredibly knowledgeable about the game and fundamentally,
Yeah, tell me how that set went, because that sounded like it was a really, really good set.
All right, yeah. So that was my round. I got to buy round 1, so that was my round 3. I played Wob, and then I played Straw Hat. And because he was the 7th seed, for some reason,
Yes.
Yeah, that's right, Julian.
Nelson.
Yeah,
And,
it always goes back
it
to
always
Nelson.
goes back to Nelson. It always goes back to Nelson.
Man.
And yeah, so my game 1, I was actually I decided to go Piranha Plant because I was really feeling the character that day. I was having a great time, and I was like, sure, let's let's lock in with my favorite. And my first game, I was low-key probably playing the best I did of the other 2 games for the first half, where I got a very convincing lead. And then he just managed to ledge trap me for 2 stocks straight. Though I had like a really big lead. I died really early to like an F tilt on my second stock.
Yeah.
And then my third stock, I got hit by like 5 like large explosion orbs in a row. So that was, not ideal.
No, it doesn't sound ideal.
And then
Yeah.
game 2, I came back and I decided to play more grounded. I don't want to say more shield heavy, but I decided to just kind of do a little bit more like dash shield in to try and catch his orbitals and like the little laser move, the side bait.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just to I kind of amped up my own ledge trapping, and at the end of the day, that netted me a pretty, I want to say, convincing game 2.
Yes, sir.
Game 3, it was really unfortunate because he slowed down his own pace too to adapt to me speeding up mine, and it was working really well. But I managed to get a really good stock. Even though I was down, I managed to get a really early stock on his second stock and put it to last stock each of us. I was down by like 50%, but I really believed I saw the way to win. I think I landed a down tilt, and then I got like a Batui forward, a raw up air Batui fair. He's at like 50% now. Like the game's almost even. I'm at like 60 or 70. I'm like, okay. I see the way to win. I know I'm going to win this game at this moment. And then Straw Hat recovers and he misses the ledge and dies.
Oh my god.
And so, I mean, I did see the way to win. I just did not think it'd be that way.
Listen, though, you did get an
But-
NJPR win, technically.
Not a current NJPR win, but technically.
First quarter 2020, he was number 7.
All I'm saying is I do want to play him again. Hopefully sometime soon. It was very good having him pop out to this Rider tournament. And from every set I saw him play, like that we watched, and also that I play, it was one of those sets where you really just get lost in it. Where like you're just it feels like every interaction felt so intentional, and there was so much. Oh, and turn your phone.
I
off.
took my sneakers off. Sorry. Anyway,
I'm gonna leave in a second.
Okay,
I'm not
no,
getting
go
paid
ahead.
enough.
Go ahead.
Also, really quick, sorry to interrupt, but apparently this was Sama's first tournament in nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god. And why?
Yeah.
I wonder why he chose. I guess his alma mater.
Yeah.
Wanted to go back to his roots, but that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I believe that's it. I think he just wanted to check out the Rider trends, but we were very happy that he popped out. Very, like once again, a very good player, very fun player to play against, and just a lot of like, it's kind of cool seeing like a past star from Mercer County, come back, basically like a hero, from Mercer County's past.
Yeah, but not a hero player.
Not a hero player.
God no, because he really was one of Youngling's best reps for like a long time. I think.
Yeah, and then when he stopped playing, Youngling like fell off a cliff on tier, like metaphorically on the tier list. Like he's below Toonlink now, and we all know
We're just
Toonlink only
crazy.
has 2 reps.
Yeah, because McBob and me.
Exactly, Al McBob and you.
McBob, me, and level 1.
I-
McBob, the 3-time Arcadian winner, and and me, the Rider redemption bracket of 2024
The greatest super senior of today versus the greatest super senior of all
tomorrow.
time. Of all time.
Wait, who's all
Which
time?
one will
Me
take
or
their
McBob?
Which one will take their sneakers off?
Up to the interpretation of the viewer.
I'm gonna crash out. That is the segment.
We will be
we
back
will right
to
back.
discuss
And no more talk
Genesis
about
and
Mr.
more.
Beast.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the show. Real quick before we get into it, I do want to remind you that there will be a G Troop this Friday in the TC&J Business Building in room 102. You can find that on StartGG. That's G Troop at the College of New Jersey. And with that, let's get back into the show. All right, what's going on, everybody? We are back here at the weekly Smash Rap. We just got done talking about Rider University with Straw Hat Sama, yippee, and BeatyBean Valentine's Day. But now we're going to talk about, or really recap, Cavalier Clash 7, because that just happened. I know some Mercer County people actually did go to Virginia for Cavalier Clash 7, and it was a mildly big deal, to say the least. Some interesting things happened.
Yeah, no, I remember we were making predictions about it right when Top 16 was going on. I believe our pick was Hurt, but I know you said that Syrup was a sleeper contender.
Yeah, I wanted Syrup to win.
Unfortunately, Syrup underperformed just a little bit, getting 9th place, missing out on top 8. Did lose to Hurt and to Mia, which are not upsets whatsoever. In fact, he lost to the 3rd and 1st seed to get 9th, which is
rough.
which is a rough roll. I'm not gonna lie, but still, Syrup having the 9th place performance there. Hurt ended up winning the whole thing as we had predicted, getting wins on Peanut, but actually losing in winners finals to Asimo before getting a Game 5 victory over Akala's Game & Watch, and then getting a 6-1 victory in the grand finals against Asimo. So, I mean, big shout outs to Asimo. I think it's the first thing that we need to note was the 12th seed went on a huge run, was in winner sides of grands, SPR +5, got wins over Shuton, Toon, Hurt, Phantom, Omega. I mean, Osman had a great run, but at the end of the day, Hurt came through and got the dub.
I am glad to see that Peanut made it really far. I think this might have been like the best run of his career, right?
One of the best for sure. I mean, he got the win over Akala, the 3-0, which was crazy.
Akala?
Also, double eliminated Tweak, which is crazy. So,
Sheesh!
a little bit of...
That was loud.
I might have to declare my
loud.
allegiance against Peanut
Wait,
because
again,
of
why?
this. Because New Jersey, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, dude.
New
Yeah,
Jersey,
dude,
bro.
Team Nut, if you ever beat another New Jersey player again, we're sending you to
Beast
Beastland.
We're sending you a beast island. We're sending you to the third island from the second
This
Angry
is
Birds movie.
From Angry Birds 2.
I'm sorry, we were watching Angry Birds 2 before this.
And then
Yes,
you guys,
we
and oh, by the way, and I'm airing this out, not fully, but I'm airing this out, dude. You guys stopped watching Angry Birds 2 like halfway through to go outside at like 4 a.m.
And then we drunkenly walked across the ice on the lake that was about to like collapse.
Can we say that?
Yeah, we're fine.
Oh, okay, shoot. Yeah, no, that is what we did.
Completely shirtless, by the
Oh,
way.
Completely shirtless, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was like I was just kind of my toes were getting a bit warm, and so I figured that was a nice way to cool off. You know, because I can't take my sneakers off.
I can't take
my sneakers off. You see, it
'Cause
comes
he's
full
Sneakers O
circle.
Sneakers O
Toole.
Toole.
Wow.
Full circle.
I was
Wow.
asleep, by the way, when this all happened.
Yes, you were.
That's right. You
Actually, we
asleep.
were still out when you woke up.
Yes, no, I woke up and you guys were still out. And I was like, these guys. It was like 6 o'clock. I was like, are
It
these
was like
guys? Are they dead?
Like, we were just in the lounge, and I just looked at my phone. I was like, "Oh, it's 6:30. Maybe we should go back inside."
Yeah,
No, you weren't even like that. I was just like, I was like, we've been in the lounge for like 2 hours. I was like,
I was like
can we just go
legitimately
again?
worried.
Yeah, I wouldn't have blamed you for thinking we fell into the lake. Honestly, if we fell into the lake, we would have.
Dude, if we
it.
fell into the lake, then who inherits Smash Rap? That's the question.
Dude, true Krill Dog.
Dude, Krill Dog.
It's the Krill Dog solo
Dude,
show.
it becomes the WWE Krill Dog show.
It's going to my will.
Hey guys, it's me, Krill Dog in the house.
That is not a good Krill Dog voice.
That's a great Krill Dog
I
voice.
sounded-
Have you ever heard Krill Dog
It
speak?
sounded just like Krill Dog to me.
Yeah, yeah. You see,
I-
I was actually talking to Krill Dog yesterday. I have him on my phone as Young Krillionaire, and I could call him at any moment in time. I just want to.
I
want to
be a Krillionaire.
So
freaking bad.
The Claviclear didn't get mogged for this. I'm sad.
6'4" Australian.
I want to
guy.
be on the cover of more Mr. Beast.
You know what? Mr. Beast is banned off the podcast. No more Mr. Beast.
Nuke the whole
now we're
podcast.
throwing things in the studio.
Nuke the whole podcast, dude. This is the worst episode ever.
Mr. Beast mind virus has gotten
This
to
is the
us.
Beast episode.
This is the worst. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm looking at the camera, so if you're on YouTube and watching this, hello. This is the worst episode ever.
This one is this genuinely might be the worst.
We might have to.
Terrible.
We're gonna re-record it after this.
Oh, we're gonna have to re-record.
And then we're gonna post this version because it's funnier.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
exactly.
Well, anyway, that's if we could
That was Cavalier Clash.
go
dude.
back to the game.
Oh my goodness. Listen, we got Genesis. We got the Super Bowl of Smash tournaments going on, brother. And let me tell you, dude, top 64 for Ultimate was crazy, and then it resulted in the lamest top 8 of all time.
What do you mean? I love watching zoners.
We had Dormiki, Sonics, Akala, Hurt, Zamba, Monty, Mia, and Tweak here in this top 8.
Why is Tweak trying to ruin my camping fun fest?
Exactly. But, I mean, you want to talk about some of the biggest upsets here, man. I mean, we had Castle, the Aegis player, beating Spargo
Wow.
in winners top 128, upset factor of 8. We had Shuton beating Mia, which doesn't sound like a crazy upset, but
No, that
then
still
you
is.
then you look at Shuton being the 18th seed and then Mia being the number 2 seed, upset factor of 7.
That is-
Yeah.
We had Rocky the Kazuya beating Akala, and then you had Zamba beating Mia, which actually literally just happened like an hour ago.
Okay, let's go Zamba. Doing it all with a low tier too. You gotta like impress him sticking with Rob this late into the ultimate meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Just check his Twitter. You'll know what I mean.
Does he Zomb? Oh yeah, of course, because Zomba's the place to go for an accurate placement of Zomb.
The character with the most inconsistent multi hits in the game, by the way.
Yeah, no, dude, he's so big.
Yeah, that got people mad on Twitter. It was hilarious.
No, I love Zamba. No, I know. Like unironically, like I joke around. I freaking love Zamba.
He's hilarious.
He's like an S tier rage baiter while also being like genuinely incredibly knowledgeable and talented.
One of the
we love you, Zamba.
one of the funniest top players. He's like one of
100%.
Oh yeah.
He's one of my dream guests for Weekly Smash Rap.
Oh yeah.
Zomba and Tweak in the same episode.
Oh
Oh, we
my
get them to argue about something stupid.
No,
like
we
Rob
we
And
don't.
then we
even-
bring in Krill
we
Dog
don't
to
even
settle
talk.
it.
Oh yeah.
Krill Dog's the mediator.
Krill Dog's like, guys. He's like, if you consider that Sephiroth is the worst.
Wait, no, it'd be funny for an April Fool's episode. It was just Krill Dog, Tweak, and
Guy,
Zomba.
Krill Dog's like,
No.
guys, have you considered that Obafemi should win the WWE Championship?
I feel like it should just be Krill Dog
Shout out
talking
Krill
to
Dog, you would
Krill,
understand
I feel like it should be Krill Dog on both mics, but
Oh,
he
yeah,
has
yeah.
to run to the other mic every time he's like responding to himself.
Or we could do like a split screen where it's like Krill Dog like records half a conversation, then he records the other
Like a
half. and
dual
we just
mod
put
or
them
something.
together,
Yeah, none of this was in the script.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. But listen, Genesis is going on right now. I mean, we got top 8 happening this very moment. Losers quarters. Hurt is going up against Akala
Can we turn it off?
here in this top 8. I mean, I'm not particularly moved by this matchup. It's Game & Watch versus Snake.
No, I'm really not either.
Not the most fun thing ever. It is 1-1, and Akala is on pace to take this game 3. So take that for what you will. But in winner's side of winners finals, we currently have, if I can pull it up, for goodness sake, I just closed the tab. Oh my goodness.
Okay, thank you. You did. That's called a public
you did us a
service.
service.
Yeah.
No, I'm pulling up the stream right now
It
because
is Dormigi versus Sonics in winners finals, which is
Whoa, I don't want to watch that.
just fantastic. Honestly, I think Sonics could win this all. I think this is his tournament to lose.
Yo, my bet, Sonic second place.
yeah, second place. He's like 9th place Nelson for second place.
Yeah,
So
but
for
no,
real.
listen, he
place
broke the
Sonics.
curse, dude. He won poor priority. I
No,
think.
that was no, because BeatyBean was there. It means it wasn't real. It
Oh
wasn't true.
yeah.
Also, Nelson
Who
got
was
one
that?
top
He was
eight.
that. He was
No,
that
I don't
BeatyBean.
know. I'm just making it up.
I hate this episode,
Like
dude.
saying you beat MK
Yeah,
Leo.
vote in chat. Should we re-record this? Actually, wait, no, this isn't gonna come out until.
Yeah, no, it's okay. If we record it, this one's going up anyway because it's funny.
But shout out Mr. B, Mr. BeatyBean, Mr. BeatyBean.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
Shout out Mr.
Make it
BeatyBean.
stop. Make it stop.
Yeah,
Make it stop.
so I got invited back, and I made sure I'm never gonna get invited back
You're
again.
never getting invited ever again.
We're like throwing this guy out of the studio.
It's okay. Six more Crabumble episodes.
Oh yeah. Hey, you're like the Womp Womp shout out of the week. You can be like your presence can just like remain, but you won't actually be.
No,
there.
it's okay. You don't know this. I've actually lived with Womp Womp for a couple months, and I've infected him with my brain rot. So like sometimes he can randomly hear my voice in the back of his head, like telling him to talk about like Mr. Beast or like Eldid or Sigma.
Oh, that's why Womp Womp's like that. Good to know.
Yeah, no, exactly. He was completely normal before rooming with me, and
Anyway,
anyways.
back to the video game.
Get out of my head.
Oh my lord.
How many minutes left do we have in this episode?
8 minutes.
We're
We're all just going insane.
Make it stop.
Dude, Mr. Beast did not die for this.
Oh my god.
By the way, Jimmy, if you want to come on the podcast,
Now you genuinely asking him.
Okay. Lock in.
So we just had Monty lose in winners semifinals to Sonics 3-0.
Oh my god, I did see that. Oh, he plays Game & Watch. I mean, who would you rather see, Sonic or Game & Watch? In grand finals?
I don't know, dude. It's tough. Tweak unfortunately got 7th, losing to Akala game 4. People are not happy about it whatsoever. Which I mean, yeah.
I mean, still 7th is not a bad performance. What was he seated at this event?
He was actually seeded 14th, so
Yeah,
SPR
so this
plus
isn't
2.
a bad performance by any means. And like,
Yeah.
Tweak does have a bad matchup into Steve, but like that's been known knowledge for a couple of years.
Oh,
now.
yeah, for sure.
Like I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it's fair, but like it's the game we play, where Steve is
Yeah.
the best character and Diddy has a bad matchup into him, and I believe in Tweak to overcome that.
I think he will eventually.
I think he will. But what I'm saying though is like, I feel like people get really like up in arms when they see Steve beat Tweak, but like you should have that reaction every time a Steve player wins anything.
That's what I'm saying.
True.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I remember last semester we had this whole debate on is Ultimate dying or not, and I think this. I'm not saying this top 8 is exemplative of Ultimate dying. I'm not saying that, but. What I'm saying is that I think a lot of people are very winded and very exhausted by the characters that are making top 8 here. I mean, 2 Game & Watches, actually 3 if you count Ocula's Game & Watch. Steve, Snake, Sonic, Min. Even if you look at like top 16, you have Toon in there, you have Ken. And again, like there's always some bright sides. You always have like Shiryuki the Inkling got 13th, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is very. See, there we go. That's
like
shaking up the meta
Shiryuki,
somewhat.
getting wins over Raffalo, Castle, Snow. Like this is like some big deals over there. But for every like mid tier or like cool high tier player that is making big runs, we have so many players playing characters that as spectators and as competitors we're starting to get a little bit tired of seeing. Like we have Rocky, who again, incredible run.
Yeah.
SPR +3 beat freaking Akala and beat Toon as well. But the Steve and the Kazuya that they're playing, and then T also got 9th playing Kazuya. It's tough, honestly. It's
It's very tough because like I think like the
tough,
problem
man.
is too as like a as like a regional phenomenon. It's one thing because obviously like we've seen the decline in TCNJ for a little bit, but like not at Ryder. So it's clear I think at the local level this kind of stuff doesn't really impact the game, and honestly at the at like the top level too. Like I'm conflicted about how much I see this really impacting Ultimate's lifespan because on one hand people are kind of sick of it, but at the same time Genesis was still a Smash hit tournament. I think the problem is like most people who play Smash, if they get into it for a long time, they have a lot of like identity and like social circles invested in Smash Ultimate, and so I think that's what makes this seem like uniquely durable. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I feel like the competitive experience also isn't something you could really get in many other games, because I feel like and like this might be me, I feel like once you've invested like a certain amount of time into Ultimate,
Yeah.
I feel like there's not only like not a lot of games that require so even in the fighting game genre, I would say Smash's skills are somewhat transferable, right? But there's a lot of other fighting games that are significantly smaller. So especially for top reps who've invested like tens of thousands of hours into Smash, going to fighting games that have significantly smaller player bases. It's almost like an invasive
Yeah.
species.
Oh yeah.
Like
No,
like
that
they'll
really
eat
is
them
that.
up. Like hashtag rest in peace Brawlhalla.
Yeah,
But
But
and like, and I also just don't see a lot of other Smash players go to can I say games?
oh, shooting games, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of Smash players go to like shooting games or like any other like type of games like that, like super frequently, and be super competitive in them, because I feel like the one-on-one drive and appeal of Ultimate is like is something that really is only transferable to other fighting games. And so like I sometimes see Ultimate players go to Street Fighter, shout out Kenny,
Yeah.
or like sometimes like Tekken, or like if Mortal Kombat was real,
But even people,
like,
people still play Smash Ultimate.
that's
is
what I
the thing.
mean. Like even like you
It's
see
like they
like
could go to
Fatality
Guilty
coming
Gear or
back.
I
whatever.
will
yeah.
say though, this is now like the 3rd or 4th Genesis in a row where there's been more Melee players than Ultimate players, and the gap and normally the gap between Melee and Ultimate entrants and Genesis. And again, this is just one tournament, but Genesis is like the Super Bowl of Smash tournaments, dude. It's like one of the most iconic tournaments ever. Like you think of Genesis X2, Melee had 1,000 players, Ultimate had like 900. And here, I don't know what JD's doing,
Yeah, he's
but
throwing stuff.
this year, Ultimate has only 782 entrants, and then Melee has 981. Like that's like a over 200 entrant gap. We haven't seen that kind
Yeah.
of gap with Genesis ever when Ultimate has been around. Like you look at Genesis 9, for example, Melee had more, right, with 1253, but Ultimate was right there with 1215 entrants. So they're basically like 1-1 the same entrant-wise. Now we are starting to see a significant gap between Melee players sticking through, continuing to play, versus Ultimate players that, some like it's not quite at the level that it once was, which it doesn't have to be, but I'm a little worried. I'm just a little worried.
At least for me, I'll be completely honest, and I don't know if this is kind of out of place for this segment, but at least for me, Smash at like a regional or state level is significantly more interesting to me than top level Smash.
100%.
100%.
I feel like people complain about there being like a lack of storylines at the top level and that being something that doesn't invoke a lot of interest. And like they're there if you're looking for them. And also the meta becoming stale and boring. But like if you look at like I feel like Tri-State especially has been thriving recently. And like even just looking at New Jersey, right? Tweak is back after a long hiatus. You have Smash Bros making crazy upsets over Spargo. Yeast and Phantom, who over the last 2 years have had a historic rise from like unranked to I think 2nd and 4th on the PR respectively, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like
you have the NJPR controversy as well.
You have the NJPR controversies.
Tough Ludwig Tough Ludwig being 1v15'd on Twitter.
I mean,
what did he say on
Twitter?
What did he say on Twitter again?
He was like the only guy really calling out NJPR, and all the like NJPR people were jumping him on Twitter.
No. I stand with Tough Ludwig.
The weekly Smash Rap stands with Tough Ludwig.
We stand with Tough Ludwig.
but like unironically.
No, unironically.
Unironically. No, he was spitting facts.
No, those were facts.
No, that NJPR was crazy. I mean, we did already talk about it, but like, oh my god, there were so many flakers on that PR. And it's like another example, too, of like just the regional drama being more interesting than the top player drama.
And that's also why I'm like, if you want to keep that local scene alive, you got to reward the people that are out here every week.
Shout out Al McBob.
We need to reward the Al McBobs of the world.
We need
the
Al
Tough
McBob
Ludwigs
at the
of
next
world.
Arcadian.
You might not like it. You might not like it, but you must respect it. If you want to keep this scene alive, we clearly see that Smash at the major level is falling. But if we keep that regional and local, well, I think it is, and that's my point. And let me push my agendas, please.
Okay, yeah, no, by all means.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But if you want...
Noodle gets stronger from watching car crash compilations.
And that is this episode of the Weekly Smash.
No!
Oh my god, this episode is crazy.
Episode sucks.
Oh my god.
Open your mind.
Open your mind.
Open your mind.
Yes.